Robocalls seem to plague nearly everyone with a phone. Annoying, right? Yep. More than 5 billion robocalls, we agree on that, were made last month alone. Lawmakers last week proposed bipartisan legislation to fine scam robocallers up to $10,000 per call. Wow, the FCC is demanding telecommunications companies lay out their plans to meet the new standards so that the calls can be identified and then stopped. But as Anna Werner shows us, some companies are better prepared than others. Anna, can't wait to hear. Good morning to you.
Good morning. Yeah, all we want is for those calls to go away, right? Yet it's estimated that by early next year, nearly 50% of all the calls you get on your cell phone will be robocalls. We asked major companies what they're doing to stop illegal robocallers, and one, T-Mobile, offered to show us.
Take you behind the curtain here, and you get to see all the great technologies that we have.
T-Mobile's programs to stop robocalls begin in a lab packed with computer servers.
This is where we test everything that we put into our network.
From that noisy room came T-Mobile's Scam ID program.
Although the scammer is going to use a phone number that looks very close to my phone number, I'm still going to know that it's a scam.
It alerts customers to problem calls they won't want to pick up.
I knew the phone number, I could see that it was scam, and I could send it away.
Company Vice President Grant Castle believes T-Mobile is ahead of its competitors and the robocallers.
Every time we make an improvement, the scammers make a change, and so it's an arms race to see, who can trick who.
It's an arms race.
It is an arms race. It's escalating. The scammers are trying new technologies, new ways to scam people, so we're upping our technology to keep up with them.
Customers can use the Scam ID feature to screen unfamiliar calls or block them completely. And this week, T-Mobile is launching a new app, Name ID, that will allow users to choose the type of call they want to block. Everything from nuisance calls to political or charity calls, even prison calls.
So with this new app, customers have better control over what they would like to see and what they don't want to see.
But the FCC is also pushing companies to meet new standards known by the acronym Shake and Stir. They would allow carriers to verify calls with a digital fingerprint to show that the person making the call and the person receiving the call are who they say they are, not a scammer trying to spoof or imitate a phone number.
The standard is essentially two operators have certificates or tokens that they exchange with each other in each call, and more or less it just says, I am who I am.
T-Mobile says it's ready, and other major carriers say they're working on it. But others apparently are not. In letters, the FCC asked them why not, and gave all 14 companies until today to detail their plans to the agency. As FCC Chairman Ajit Pai told us in March,
for those things that are within our authority, we're pursuing them very aggressively.
But in order for that plan to work, all carriers have to get on board. And some industry experts say even if that happens,
scammers are going to go where they can find victims.
Aaron Foss founded NomoRobo.
This is a limited time offer.
A robocall blocking app for phones. He says those new Shake and Stir standards are good up to a point.
What it doesn't do is it doesn't say if that call is legal. It doesn't say anything about the content. It just says that that number is allowed to be called. So it will stop things like neighbor spoofing, where if you see it looks like it's coming from somebody down the street, but it's absolutely not going to solve the whole robocall problem.
Which is why Foss says NomoRobo takes an editorial approach to robocalls, blocking them entirely.
A lot of the other competitors are labeling it, are saying things like spam likely, scam likely, telemarketer. We know that consumers just don't want the phone to even ring, and that's what we're delivering.
Well, NomoRobo and T-Mobile's Name ID app both have a small monthly fee. We reached out to all 14 phone carriers that got that letter from the FCC. The majority responded and said they will tell the FCC today what they are preparing to do to adopt the new call authentication system in 2019. Whether the carriers will be able to deploy that system in 2019 remains to be seen.
Go Grant Castle and T-Mobile, because I think these guys are getting really slick, because my number is a 917 number, so I get a lot of 917 calls, and I think it must be somebody I know. So what can we do to stop it right now?
And that's neighbor spoofing, right? That's the latest, greatest thing they like to do, which is it looks like a call that comes from your
somebody I know.
Right. So some of the programs and apps will now identify those calls. T-Mobile will tell you what he said is that, yes, they are going to be able to identify those calls, and they will know that it is a a spam call or a scam call. And you can download an app. You can ask your phone company what they are doing. Other phone companies have some programs too, but some of them might still slip through.
Well, I'm all for trying anything. If this is an arms race, I'm ready to go nuclear. It is so annoying.
And they take your number, right, Anna? Like if you have a 202 number, then you'll get a 202 call,
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
Or
Right.
954.
It's like your neighbor.
Thank you, Anna.
It works.
We'll update everybody on this too, yeah.